We're taking down the pop-up camper. The first thing is to disassemble the main door. You unvelcro everything around it, and then the top will fall back, and you kind of pull it. It's on a little track up top.
You want to slide it to the back.
Slides back.
And then under here is a little lip underneath the curtain.
Under the curtain, there's a little place that it sits.
Push this little flap and turn the little lock so that it doesn't come out of it.
And then it has two snaps.
There's two safety snaps.
Hold the door up.
Voila, the door is now up and out of the way. Okay, next step.
You'll do the interior stuff.
Okay.
The cushions, the sink, and the beds.
Right, why don't you come in and be over here, and I'll do this side, and then we'll do the other. So everything has to be below the line of the bed when it slides. So everything has to be below that level. But first, I need to bring the table in. So I think the table goes underneath.
Here we've put the table flat where it would make a bed if you wanted to put all the cushions, make a bed.
And so there's your extra bed space. So if you want to sit there for a minute.
Onto this side, you got to move the cushions before you flip the sink over. And of course, you make sure all the windows are zipped closed.
Okay, the sink has to flip over. So it's on a hinge, so it's just as easy as this. After the cushions are out of the way, it just comes right on over.
Putting the other cushions back down to fill the space. And at the very end, you can stick stuff on the floor from the door. That's where we'll put the grill.
As long as it's below where the
beds are
where the
gonna.
beds slide, you can do anything you want. There's lots of space. In fact, if you had things you wanted to bring with you on your trip, they can lay here on the floor, like cases of water and stuff. Disconnects from this
Wait,
little.
so next you pull the bars out of the bedrooms, out of the ceiling.
So this disconnects from this spot here, and then this pulls forward, and it actually disconnects from the bar at the end. So if you give it a little pull, it'll disconnect, and then you can lay this flat, probably diagonally, so that it's on the bed.
The little decorative thing fell off. And on the other side, you do the same thing with the ceiling bar.
This little button here,
A button to
push the tab,
get it out, and then
pull this down.
pull it forward, and it disconnects. Put the bar on just the top of the mattress.
Should we get a go?
The next two things we're gonna do is stick the door on. It's got little pins and just slides right on. Line them up.
There we go.
It's on. And then the big grill, we're gonna stick it inside, so y'all have that.
That fits nice nicely right here.
And so you have extra room that you could have put cases of water, other stuff, suitcases or whatever there, if you wanted to.
Place.
Shutting the door, the little step
It's back and
goes up and
into
back.
place. And now
Unvelcro the canvas that's around all 4 of the tall silver bars.
you want to be able to see the safety bar when you're putting it the other
The safety cable. And you'll undo the Velcro that's at the bottom of the bedrooms.
Over here, we can unplug the power.
Disconnect
This could have
the
happened at any
electricity.
particular time.
Electricity.
Push this in, just don't push it all the way where it goes in the hole and never comes back. There's a little trap door. Alright, there's all the prep work. Now we need to take out the safety bars. So pretty much you just bend over and walk back in the middle. And then lift up a little bit with your back. And then these little bars will come out.
Come right out.
And then you can kind of get out from under it.
And then those are stored underneath.
So these 2 bars are shorter than the ones on the other side. If you never mix them up, you'll be great.
I think it does have in Sharpie marked top or bottom,
Oh,
or
back.
front or back on them.
Yeah. It's always better if you just keep them here. So then you can just push this, to lift up a little bit so it's on the track. Slides right in. You gotta make sure you're not catching any of the materials on the outside or the inside as you're doing it. But it should go pretty smoothly until you're past this little rubber lip. Once you're past the rubber lip, you're in good shape. And then it's a matter of folding it in nicely so that it closes well.
Kind of tuck the canvas in.
It's kind of like gift wrapping. You know, put a little corner right here so that it's all underneath the roof when it comes in. Just the gold. Just make sure everything's all tucked in here and you should be good to go.
And then you do the other side.
Okay. So this side's a little more involved because it's a longer bed. So again, you back underneath, and then you lift up with your back. And then you'll be able to disconnect these bars. Then you come out, and we're going to set these down for a minute. Then we got to crawl under and get the 2 big safety bars. So we just kind of push up a little bit. Push our back again. Actually, you know what? I think push the bed in first. I think the bed goes in first.
No. That's right. You did it right. And the other bar.
You lift it up, then you can get the tab out from under it. And make sure your kids aren't inside jumping on the bed when you take those out.
Oh, wait. Put the bars under the mattress so they don't get lost or forgotten.
And these are the longer bars, and they do say front since the pitch is here.
Kind of wiggle it as you're pushing it in. Make sure the canvas doesn't get in the way. You gotta fold it in.
And you want it again over the rubber seal. That's how you know it's on the inside. And you make sure all the canvas folds up nicely, so that when the top comes in, it's on the inside. All right. Now we're ready.
Time to
Start
crank it
cranking
down.
So your cranks are stored in this door. The big crank is for the top coming down and up. The little crank is for the safety feet. So we need the big crank first, since we're tanking it down. So on this end is a little door. You turn the little tab, and then it exposes the place to put the crank. And you just stuff it in there until it gets tension, and then you just start undoing it.
Counterclockwise.
And as you can see, it's not a lot of trouble.
Top's going
Before
down.
you get it all the way down, you want to make sure all your stuff is tucking in nicely. So you get it part of the way, and then you go around surveying things.
And poking it, the canvas in.
So maybe about here I would stop and then do a little tucking. And the goal, of course, is to make sure none of it gets pinched on the top. And then this is your safety bar when you're going up. This
Safety
is very
cable.
important. Safety cable. This is very important when you're going the other direction. You make sure you don't pull past this tension. So you pull it until this is tight, and then you stop. Otherwise, you'll go too far.
Over.
So again, just unscrewing this. So pop that off.
And right before it's all the way down,
Again.
the bed looks like it needs to go in a little bit more.
The bed. You're right.
If you have more than one person, they can be walking around to make sure as you're cranking it down that the canvas is all tucked in.
It's definitely nicer with two people, but it's strictly not strictly neat. As you can see, I'm doing this.
Another
one
canvas stuck. So if you need to make sure any canvas that was poking out is pushed all the way in, the crank's all the way down, and then you may have to pull the crank out. And you may have to just push with your hand a little bit down when you're going to put the latches on.
Time for latches. So if you can get the latch over it, then that's going to pull the tension down on it. And these are adjustable if you need to unscrew them to make them a little bit longer for your purpose. It should feel tight when you're done, and you could put a little lock on it
We've never had locks on it.
if you wanted
I
to.
don't think that's necessary.
Definitely not generally needed.
Now that the top is down, it's time to do the safety legs. So you get the other crank.
And if you got anything like under your tire that's holding it up, because I've got mine jacked up, so I definitely want those out of the way.
You do a little bit on one at a time and then go to the other one.
So I'm gonna do the other side first. Yeah, I feel like the other side too.
And they'll go all the way up.
So really the weight is being supported by this wheel and the two tires. This is just to get it level.
So you want to try to park on level ground, but if you're not, you can make it work by leveling out the support legs.
And as you can see here, I used my own junk from around the house, but really there are four pieces
There are
of wood
four
that are
pieces of
supposed
wood
to-
that will be in the camper if y'all want to use them. That's what those 4 pieces of wood are for if you need to use them.
Yeah, I just forgot because it was inside the door and didn't go looking for it yet. Alrighty.
So that's the 4 blocks of wood that you can put the leveling legs on if you need them.
2 cranks when it's time to bring it back up again. That's the deal. Oh. There's the 2 chucks. Those are nice to have.
Rolling up the extension cord. Moved what remaining chucks or blocks or bricks were underneath the wheels.
So I'm going to leave you with the giant extension cord, the 3-prong to regular plug, and inside the drawer is the 3 to 4 prong adapter. So with these cables and adapters, you should be able to plug into anything.
And that's all. It's all packed up, ready to be connected to your vehicle and on some amazing trips. Gypsy Jolie.